Hello, this is Mary Grace, and this is my Flosstube all about stitching. When last I left you, the question was Woodlawn. Would I get in or not? Actually, so I went and checked the website like I said I was going to do, and it turned out I had 1 week left to get my submission into Woodlawn. They had been open for submissions since November. The cutoff date for mailing submissions was done. And I was going to mail mine anyways. It's only a quick hour jaunt down there. Actually, half hour if you do it 10 a.m. or actually 9:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning, which is what I had to do. Because it was the last day for submissions. It was the only day I could make it. I couldn't make it on Friday because I still work full time. I couldn't go on Saturday because I had a Girl Scout retreat for educators. It only happens once a year. And look, I finally cross-stitched a name tag. Very plain. And in fact, it didn't take me that long, so I'm thinking of doing several more that'll actually say things beneath them. You know, like this will be my blank one, but I think I want to redo one that says Girl Scouts Educator and do one specifically for the quilting guild that I'm in and what have you. So that was my first little piece of cross stitch that I got done, was a name tag to have to wear at the Girl Scout retreat. So that took all of Saturday. So that only left Sunday. And I only had a week, so of course my Victorian Sampler Scary Stitches did not make it into Woodlawn this year, as evidenced by the fact that I'm holding it here. And I've already dropped off my submission. It only needs less than 50 stitches since last I spoke to you. But I just put it aside. You know, I didn't make it didn't make it in, so I thought I would just put it aside. So the question is, what did I put in? I know I had indicated that I was going to put that owl in, but again, obviously I didn't because the owl is right there. So I was reading online, it said something about fabric, needle, and thread, and that's on paper, although I swear I've seen some on paper there before. I was going to call. It didn't happen. So from that wall that you cannot see that I talk about that is still a mystery, I took Catbat. Catbat is a gargoyle probably. Black on red material. And I'll show it next. I won't get to show it until probably the end of my April Flosstube because again, I've got to do the pickup on April 4th, 5th, or 6th. I foresee again going on the 6th at 10 a.m. When I got there, the very nice women were like, "What's your name?" They're like, "We don't have you here. When did you register?" I'm like, last night." They're like, "Oh, we'll have to hand write up your registration." They were very sweet and in beautiful handwriting. They hand wrote up my registration. I have my special pink piece of paper so I can pick up my project at the end of the month, end of April rather, in my car so I don't lose it. They have those same type of pickups at the Montgomery County Fair. I lose them all the time, and I have so many that they just have an entire box of stuff for me to pick up as of late, so no big deal. So, that's the important thing. So Woodlawn, it is the 61st annual Woodlawn that is in Alexandria, Virginia. The theme is needlework in everyday life. I recommend you go. It is open March 1st through March 31st, except on Tuesdays. You should go to Nellie's Cafe from 11 to 2. It's inside the Woodlawn Plantation. It has fabulous, I can attest, the website says fabulous chicken salad. I can attest, it is a fabulous chicken salad sandwich. And you get a candied apple. It's delish, 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 delish. That's from 10 to 2. So this is your plan. You get there any day but Tuesday at 10 a.m. You take a good 2 Zippix because there are 2 floors, an entire room of Halloween stuff. For you to see, I am not sponsored by Woodlawn or anybody else, but I am enthusiastic about Woodlawn, and I want to share my enthusiasm with you so you will go and see it to continue to support these activities. $15 to get in. I paid $20 because I exhibited something, and you pay $20 to exhibit something, you get a free ticket. So, get there at 10, take your 2 hours, go to Nellie's Cafe, get your fabulous chicken salad sandwich, and then you go to In Stitches. In Stitches is the local needlework store. And there's a coupon in the back of the book that you get when you enter the show. When you enter the show, they give you a booklet all about needlepoint and has a list of all of the exhibits. And you get to judge one. So remember to vote for mine. And you'll know it. It's Cat Bat. It's in the Halloween room. But in that book is a coupon from InStitches. Again, not sponsored by InStitches. And now note, InStitches is not normally open on a Sunday. But during March, InStitches is also open on Sundays, but only from 10 to 3. So that's why you've got to watch your timing there. And InStitches has an elaborate array of things. So I really recommend you go. So then, what else have you been doing this month, Mary Grace? I did work on Autumn Harvest by Mill Hill. It is much closer to being done, but not quite done. I added the nose, some beads. I know I'm missing some of this pink thread. I need to go pull some from my stash. Fortunately, Mill Hill does tell me exactly which color, so I can pull it from my stash and fix that so I can finish this one. I have also been working on frogs from Shop. And again, as you might recall, I'm in that challenge where I do 100 stitches a week, which is so great for rotation. I always wanted to do this thing where I rotated things, but I needed to have a way to figure out which one I was rotating and when. So I'm in this great WIP and SIP, WIP, W-I-P, work in progress, and SIP. And every week you get to post. I love posting. As you would know if you're a friend of mine, so you post all the time. And I get to post the specific website once a week and show my progress. So 100 stitches a week is great. And you can see my little froggies. And I'm going to put a whole roll of froggies here. I'm going to try and stick a froggy here. Oh, okay. So everything is better. Last night I had to frog the frogs. Well, not the frogs, but the word poisonous. Last night before I found it, it was spelled Poisonono. And then, thank goodness, and then I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, the word frogs is going to stick out over here. I thought I'd figured it out correctly. I mean, I knew I just decided to make my life easy and not really count it. Because remember, this is an altercation from the original pattern. In the original pattern, it's brightly colored poisonous frogs, and there's a big frog here. But my younger son has that one, so they said I had to do something different for my older son, even though I didn't stitch that one for my younger son, but fine, whatever. And it's a cute way for me to use up, or not use up, but to get more use out of my one-nighter 65 frogs. So I'm going to pick various colorful frogs to put on this cross stitch. As you can see, I already have 2. And with this one, it's hard to see, but I even use specialty floss. It's all glossy. I forgot to do that here. Or actually, I did this one first, then realized I wanted to do that to make it special. So I'm going to overstitch this with some glitter, I think. So everything's better now. Poisonous Frogs is spelt correctly. I did my post that was due Saturday night. Today's Sunday. Then I stitched my additional 100 stitches. Because I got to post by Tuesday, because the whip and stitch ends on Tuesday. So you only had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to do your 100 stitches. So I did them. And then I will post, I might post today, so I don't forget to post by Tuesday, my stitches. And again, like I said, that makes for a great rotation. So that's my, and I've been in this, this is the great, this is my, I've finally learned to use project bags. And I got this project bag from this same website in one of her earlier challenges before she had 5 gabillion subscribers. But there's only 184 of us in this challenge. Only 53 of us made it to this week. And the gift, the prize is a Starbucks card. Whether I ever win that or not, it doesn't matter to me. It's just, it helps me work rotational wise. It makes for good rotation. So, again, by Tuesday for the month of February, I must post my dragon. Oh, here it is. Fire and wing designs, light and shadow. And this time I know which dragon I'm doing. I'm actually working on that dragon. And again, this is a good rotational one because I'm doing 400 stitches a month. So the first month I did these bottom, this side to the middle, or something else. I don't know. Technically, it's really 800 stitches. I'm stitching each stitch twice because I'm first putting on the white, and then I'm coming back and I'm adding the glitter stitch. Because I found that if I stitch it together, you don't get to see the glitter stitches much. Of course, I almost wonder if it's making it look a little dirty or not quite white. Maybe that's good. I don't know. But, so, here is my light and shadow dragon. I've done 3 of them. And since it is the year of the dragon, I want to do a dragon for the year of the dragon. So, I will finish this by the end of the challenge, which ends in March, which is great. And then it'll go on the mysterious wall next to the other dragons. There is already a dragon over there on red, but it's black, and this one will face it, so they face each other, which I thought was cool. So that is my stitch. Next is, and I'm gonna get this correct, it's Snowdrop Sprite by Doreen Jones. On the website, when you post, you're supposed to always post the name of the designer. And I kept calling it Snowdrop Fairy. Doreen, I apologize. So I will endeavor to get it right. And this is my Snowdrop Sprite. Now I'm so excited to go to Woodlawn, or rather to go to In Stitches, because after we go to Woodlawn, I go to In Stitches, I can finally get some more glossy white floss. I don't have, you can clearly see that this is done in regular DMC, and then this looks different because this is done in satin DMC. But DMC satin only comes in 1 shade of white, and I need at least 2 shades of white to do the snowdrop flowers. So when I go to In Stitches, I'll buy something not DMC. I'll buy a slightly more expensive floss so that I can get the 2 shades of white to go together so I can continue to have my flowers be white. Now, I always stitch my white last. This thing is like 50% white. So I have started on the whites to get it going. There is more to this, but this is what I'm doing. Here is the actual one. And you can see it's full coverage. I'm not doing this background stuff. And you can clearly see the changes I've made here, in that I've done this in the more satiny stuff. And that's, see, for these parts of these flowers, that's where I need some additional whites. And I'm going to do the snow down here in regular DMC cotton, but then I'm going to come back and overstitch it in some glitter. And I'll probably overstitch it in 2 different colors glitters or not. Maybe we'll see how that works out, because I wanted to give it that some dimension down there. But she is coming along. Again, same type of thing. I have to do 400 stitches a month. So I need to see if I've gotten my, I might have to stitch on her a lot the next couple of days to make sure I've got my 400 stitches in for the month of February. Because again, I have to post on her by Tuesday too. So that is the plan of things. So she will be my thing I'll be stitching on today. And in case you've been wondering what I've been doing that I haven't gotten there, in another video, which I may or may not do today, it depends. I've been doing my quilting, and I have been doing some embroidery work on my quilting. Oh, it's the month of February. Remember, month of February is World Embroidery Month. So say people somewhere, somehow. But I thought I'd let you know it is World Embroidery Month. So, and cross stitch is a type of embroidery. So that is what I have been doing. And that is why the distraction of the quilts, which I'm enjoying thoroughly, is why I haven't gotten as far on this. And I have not moved on the Blue Jay at all. I still don't know which way is up, but I thought I would acknowledge the fact that, as you know, I started it. I haven't done anything. That's the Blue Jay. So, again, Snowdrop Sprite by Doreen Jones, as the recovering monogamous stitcher would say, is actually my focal point, at least for the next 3 days, so I can make sure I have my 400 stitches in. And then I will get distracted by my crazy quilts, which you can see in my other video. The Steadfast Stitcher did this great flip through where she flipped through an entire magazine. It was specifically just cross stitch Halloween. And that way you could get a real inside view of what was in the magazine. And I thought I would do that for you. But I started prepping for it. You can see I have clips down here because I wanted to make sure that I made it so you could never see a pattern, so that you would only see the pictures. But the more I got into it, the more I decided I couldn't do it today. And the reason I do want to do it is although you can see a bunch of pictures here on the front and back, those are only the 12 spotlight ones, and they're kind of small, so I thought I'd open up to each page and show them. Actually, you might be able to see them all, but they're really small up here. Anyways, I thought I'd give you the up close, in part because this magazine does the coolest thing, and I'm going to use my Snowdrop Sprite as an it says right here, 70 hours. Well, for me, that probably means 70 days, because about an hour a day. But that really means probably maybe double that, because it's intermediate. It tells you right here that it's going to have cross stitch, fractionals, back stitching, and French knots. French knots to me means beads, because, but it also tells you over here, to get to that, this is the great thing about this book. It really gives you all the instructions. It tells you that it's stranded cotton. So it didn't have any specialty flosses. I went on specialty floss without a plan. Tells you use a 26 tapestry needle if you're using 28 count even weave. And you'll need a size 16 by 14.5 inches and frame of your choice. So that's the great thing about this book. And that's why when I was getting ready to do my flip through, which I thought I would do as part of this, but then I decided y'all like me short and snappy, so I'll do this as its own Flosstube, but it'll be short and snappy. And hopefully you enjoyed today's short and snappy view of my cross stitches. And maybe next month I'll have the owl done, and then it can join the owl tree. Or not. I hope to see you all at the Needlepoint Show. Remember, it is the 61st annual. I'm hoping to be in 60 number 2 this month. And because, it's cold outside, you might as well be stitching. Have a great week.